Hello, everyone, or anyone. Give a few minutes, see if people jump in. I'd had some people ask about doing a free play Q&A, coming off of this Vegas trip that I just did, how I accumulated so much in free play and pre-casino offers just to get me to come down to Las Vegas. So Um, let's keep the chat going. I'll answer any questions that you guys have. Happy to talk about my experiences with how I've got free play, how I was able to get free play at different places, the amounts, tips and tricks that I use. Um, yeah, if somebody can let me know, volume good, everything like that good. I had to change the format here at the last minute. It wasn't letting me go live. So if you can let me know in the comments if everything's good, we can get going. Hey, Karen, thank you for letting me know. And if you guys have questions, just put them in the comments and I'm happy to answer them all. Um, I'll kind of start by talking about this last Vegas trip that I just did with my family a week ago. Um, we kind of at the last minute, kids had a break in school here and just decided we need to get away. So I started looking at offers and things that I have from Vegas. So some of you have asked about offers. So this is about 2 days worth of offers that I get in the mail from casinos. I'm sure my mailman definitely wants to sign me up for like a Gamblers Anonymous meeting or something to that effect because that's all they seem to bring me in the mail these days. So I started scouring through my offers. Um, this was about a month ago when we decided we were going to go to Las Vegas and started looking and had seen a video review on the Rio changing ownerships from Miles to Memories, Las Vegas. Honestly, if you guys have never checked them out, they are great. They do 2 videos a week, I believe, and they talk about all sorts of different things about Las Vegas. So shout out to them, Miles to Memories. MTM Vegas, I think, is their channel name. Hit them up, let them know that TBTSLOTS sent you. They don't know me. They don't, not getting anything. So, yeah. The other thing I do want to kind of clarify and let everyone know is all the offers that I have and that I get, none of it is based off of me having a slot channel. Nothing that I get is from having a slot channel at all. So, if there's other slot channels out there that are getting things, the BCs, those that's all marketing agreements that they have with those casinos. My channel's small. I don't get anything like that. So this is all based off of play or other kind of tricks that I've found to, I don't want to say work the system, but yeah, I'm working the system. So, so about a month ago, I started looking at different offers and saw this thing about the Rio and this new ownership group taking over. That was my first clue. Whenever I hear that there's an ownership change or management change or somebody's trying to rebrand their image, that tells me right there, okay, they're going to be offering up some, deals or things to get people in the door. So I went to their website and immediately found that they have a will match your best offer. So in that, I knew, okay, I now just need to find whatever my best offer is going to be and see what I can, get, whether that's from a host or whether that's from, a casino mailer, whatever. I was able to get an offer from MGM, which I'm going to talk a little bit about MGM. I have not gambled in an MGM casino I think they said at least a decade. I had not, I had a player's card. it wasn't active, anything like that. But and this will be kind of another trick that we'll talk about. I had been able to get them to give me a offer for 4 free nights, 4 show tickets, $1,000 in free play, and 500 in food and beverage. I was able to email the host over there, who I had had, a relationship with at another property. So it wasn't like I was going in cold turkey, but I had no established relationship with them at MGM at all. And so I kind of, started talking, hey, what can you offer me? I haven't been to MGM, kind of gave them my sell on I'd like to give MGM a shot. And they gave me that offer. Sometimes, and what people won't know or don't know, is that you can contact the marketing department or ask for a host at any casino. And what you can do is you can provide them with like your gambling win-loss statements from other casinos. And if you haven't gambled there, they will, a lot of casinos, I'm not going to say all, but a lot of casinos will front load you some offers to get you in to their casino. So that's what this was. Hadn't been to MGM in a while, was able to, negotiate that. So already now I've got an email from MGM saying this is what we'll give you. Knowing in my back pocket, Rio is going to match, or they say they're going to match. I wasn't 100% sure at the time, said that they would match whatever my best offer is. So I get that email, I print it out, I fire off an email to Rio, and they say, give us a couple of days, we'll get back to you, send us over, a picture of your best offer. So I do that, and I'll show you pretty quickly, within a day or two, I knew that I was going to be matched. So people make fun of me that know me and that know about this, but I am very, when it comes to my casino stuff and my gaming and all of that, I take it pretty serious. It is entertainment. I want to say that it is entertainment, but I think the vibe on my channel, sometimes I come across a little bit more serious about my play and whatnot. I used to drink and gamble. I don't do that anymore. I was making bad decisions at the craps table, things like that. So I take it a lot more serious. Now I might get a Malibu and Coke or whatever they put in the drink in a Coke, like happened to me at Rio. And thanks to Heather, I'm going to give her and Josh a shout out. They came down to Vegas, and she was like all on it on them mixing up my drinks for me. So thanks, Heather, for that. But I have a black binder, and in that I put everything. So I started planning out my Rio trip. As soon as they said that they would match my offer, I knew, okay, great. Now I've got 2 rooms. And you're right, gambling is life, Ben. Cheers to that. So if you didn't notice, I got me a little Cookie Monster. Got cookies. Okay, Cheryl, great win. Congratulations on that new game. I love that Yum Yum game, as I'm going to call it, but great win. So anyway, we had 2 rooms that we knew of, and we also had now $2,000 in free play, 1,000 in free food between the 2 properties, and 8 show tickets. They matched everything, word for word what my MGM offer was. Then I decided, okay, well, I'm going to look at what my Caesars offers were. And I noticed that I had some Adele tickets on there, as well as a free stay and things like that. So I thought, well, might as well check into another property, because what the one thing with all of these is that they're with hotel stays, right? So for me, you have to balance whether it's worth it to you to maybe go check into a property, or if you've got friends and family that can use it, or like I did, I gave it to some channel members who said that they wanted a trip. Josh and Heather were able to use one of the rooms. Another set of channel members were able to use the other room. My family, we used the room at the Badara. Um, and I like to do those things, but then I also need to make sure that I'm playing at those casinos, and it does take some time. So I was, running back and forth my first day, getting checked in, getting everything set up, and you have to decide whether that's worth it to you or not. It was for me. I mean, 2000 in free play, Adele tickets, all of our food basically paid for. We fed our family the entire time, plus bought uh, Josh and Heather a meal, all on the $1,000 free play that we had, or not the free play, the food and beverage comps that we had. So we were able to eat at a nice steakhouse. My kids and that were able to have like pool room service, things like that. That then it's like, okay, this is a vacation that is worth it, and in a lot of ways, they're paying me to come on a trip. The one thing I will say that made this great is when you walk in and you sit at the first machine with free play and you hit a bonus and you're getting cashed out, obviously that's going to make your trip even better. But what I will say is that regardless of me hitting a bonus or not, um, the fact that I was able to have that free play to know that, hey, I can pretty much do a trip on free play and all of that and see if I like these properties. And if I don't like Rio, no harm, no foul. I got a trip out of it. If MGM wasn't for me, no harm, no foul. The one that I do like to keep in pretty good standing is Caesars. Because they do, getting Adele tickets, like Cheryl just said, yes. Getting Comp to Dell tickets. That's twice now that they've given me Comp to Dell tickets, and other fun things like that has been worth it to me. But then I also know, like, going in and finding other casinos, smaller properties, places that friends and I have just kind of stopped randomly, which I try and do on every trip, is pick a different casino that I've never been to and stop there. So then I started looking at all of that, and I had multiple offers. And here's going to be kind of tip number two that I'm going to tell you. Um, Fremont Street is it's a world into of itself. If you've never been to Fremont, which I'm sure most people here know of, have been, or at least seen videos of Fremont, Fremont is amazing. Why it is amazing is not just the people atmosphere and all the fun that's going on. And let me shout these guys out. Jaywalking Las Vegas, he does a live stream every Sunday night from Fremont. So if you haven't seen Fremont, check it out. But you can basically park your car, casino hop to like 12 or 13 different casinos, and you're good. You never have to get in your car again. And I just decided, wow, I'm going to look at all my free play offers from the Fremont casinos. Suffice it to say, I had $300 at the D properties. So now at the D, it used to be that you got like 150 at the D, 150 at Circa, whatever, and you'd go to both of those. Now they just combine the total, and you can use them at the D, the Circa, or their other property, which I can't remember what their other one is. I had free play, so I had 300 there, but my wife also had 300 there. And what they have is you can just put your pin in and go. So my wife was kind enough to allow me to use her card as well, which I will say is tip number two. When you go, spouse, couple, friend, whatever, get yourself a good person that you can go with, and next time, they may gamble and you may gamble, and maybe the next time they don't go and they give you, if you're into that, take advantage of it. I'm not saying that everyone should. Some people, your thoughts on that are going to be what they are. But I used hers and I used mine, and we had $600 in free play down there. Um, and so that they don't require a hotel stay. They gave each of us 300 in free play and 150 in free food on Fremont. Did not take advantage of the free food on Fremont. Didn't take my kids down there. That was just a me solo go down there type of deal. However, I have used that free play, or excuse me, that food and beverage at Andiamo's, and it's that's one of my favorite places in Vegas. So did not use that, but did use all the free play and was able to book some wins. With those things, what I like to do, and this is what I have tried to show on the channel with this Vegas series, is I didn't want to touch a single penny of my own pocket money. I brought money with me just on the off chance that, gambling happens and you burn through everything. And what are you going to do in Vegas for the next 3 days? So I did bring some money. However, this trip, I did not have to touch one single cent. So I decided, I'm going to cash out on these Fremont plays. If I hit a $50 win, I'm going to kind of keep track and set my floor based off of that and make sure that I've got some cash. Now, obviously, if you've watched my videos, and if you haven't, go back, check them out, starting with the one at the Rio. I sat down and hit, I think, 3 hand pays in the first hour and a half. So I was set for the trip. But I also wanted to come home, a winner. I didn't want to just blow all that money that I had won in an hour and a half over the next 3 days. So I booked a bunch of wins there. I will tell you, Golden Nugget has a good one, but the D in Circa and El Cortez. I got to El Cortez and I had $100 in free play and $100 in food and beverage. But what I didn't know is there was like 17 different point offers that if you met on that day, it was a Sunday that I was there, you got all sorts of other stuff. So like the first one was an ice cream bar. The second one was a second ice cream bar. Third one was like a pound of Halloween candy. Then I earned another 150 in free play. All of this based off of just using my free play. I was fortunate enough when I have like 100 or 200 in free play, I'll play $2 to $4 bets and try and string that along and see if I can't get into, some decent wins that'll carry me into earning points. And that's kind of a strategy of mine that I've done. With the larger amounts, the $1,000 ones that I had at Rio and at MGM, excuse me, I did some bigger bets there because I've got more money obviously to cycle through, and I'm hoping that I get those hand pays and get paid out in real cash. Before I sat on this trip, I talked with Jason, and Jason, for those of you guys that don't know, channel mate emeritus, runs Wendover Uncensored on Facebook. Just an all in all good guy. He and I had kind of been talking about free play trips, and he, kind of set me on this idea of doing this. And I had kind of set a realistic goal that if I could cash out 50% of whatever my free play was, I would be happy with that. Not knowing that, this was going to happen. But I think 50% is a pretty reasonable goal, knowing that if you've got a bunch of offers like this, you can kind of book a trip and get Vegas to pay you basically to go. So that's kind of what I did in a nutshell. I had 1,000. I'll kind of run down the list of where I had free play. And actually, I didn't use it all. I kind of ran out of time. I kind of ran out of steam. That's something that I will talk about too. And I'll answer any questions. So if you have questions, type them here so I can answer them. But I had 1,000 in free play at Rio, 1,000 at MGM. I had the 600 between us at D Circa. I had Silverton, that's another one I need to shout out. Silverton, Silverton, Silverton. Um, Ben here is in the comments. He and I discovered Silverton years ago. We were coaching and we had a bus breakdown, and they put us at Silverton. And that's how we discovered it. And we've been loyal people to Silverton for a while. It's another place. They just did a hotel remodel. They did a whole pool remodel. It's kind of a cabiny. It's tied with an outdoor world, but they give great free play offers. So I had some. My wife had some. Was able to use those plus free play or food and beverage as well. So I think total I had 300 there at Silverton. And these places, Silverton, Circa, I've never stayed at Circa, never stayed at the D. I have stayed at the Silverton, but probably not in 6 years. Um, these places all do not require hotel stays. So you, whatever free play you have or you earn or whatever, you can go in and use, and they're pretty generous with their stuff. I will say Golden Nugget, it seems like no matter what, I have always 25 to $50 in free play. I'm trying to think of the others on Fremont. I had I had the Plaza. I had $50, and I can't tell you the last time I was in the Plaza. The other one, and I want to kind of specifically speak to them, is the Palms. Now, the Palms is they're under new management. They're now owned by the people that own, I believe it's San Manuel in Southern California. So the Palms was fairly close to Vidara and the Rio. So it made it kind of easy. So I visited there every single day. The Palms, I had offers every single day that I went there. There was something. So the first day I had 190 in free play. The second day I had 75 in food and beverage. And then I had a free $75 gift card. And if I earned 2,500 points, I could get another $50 gift card. So I earned those pretty easy. Then, based off of that, that third day, I got another $150 in free play. So just by bouncing those offers back, to each other, I got both gift cards, we got food, and I got the free play, of which there's, some videos. I think there's a video where I get propositioned by an escort in the video, kind of off camera. That is coming up, but I don't think the Palms videos have hit quite yet, but you'll see those ones as well. As far as slot wins, Rio was by far the best for me this trip, as far as slot wins goes. Never, I used some of my slot winnings to play at Rio, but I never touched any of the money that I brought down. This whole trip was designed around my free play and any winnings from my free play. The other one I also need to let you know is I had Sahara, and Sahara is another one. For some reason, I don't know why, I have two accounts there, so I get two offers. Plus, my wife had an offer as well. So we went and ate there at Chicky and Pete's, took my kids there, and then I did some free play there. And I wasn't feeling the vibe, so I got my free play. I cashed, I think I had 150 in free play. I cashed 200, and I took that over to Caesars and used that to kind of keep my Caesars offers, because that's a primary one for me to keep going. And so I've kind of learned how to maneuver in that system of playing just enough to keep some of these smaller offers coming to add on to any Vegas trip that I go to, and then maximize maybe using some of my winnings from free play at other places to the casinos that I actually care about. And that's kind of my biggest tip and trick, is finding casinos that you may go to once in a while that aren't places that you're going to stay. Things that you kind of like some, or maybe their slots feel a little bit better, but they're not the place that you want to stay. I find tons of those, and I try and maximize my value, my wins, whatever I have from them there, and then use them at the place that my family's staying, or that I know I'm going to keep coming back to and back to and back to. So that's probably my biggest tip or trick that I've been able to do. The other thing too is I've found waiting. I try not to hit properties too often that I'm not going to stay and actually really kind of do most of my gambling at. So with Rio, I may not go back for a while and get them to start sending the "we miss you." I think I actually have some of them here from some places. Here's a better offer. Come and see us type of deal. They're in here somewhere. In fact, I think it's been a while. We've missed you. So looking at this one, this is from Reno. This is the Atlantis. So I haven't been to the Atlantis I don't think I've never stayed there, and it's been a while. And they're offering me 3 nights, accommodations, 100 in free play each day, and if I earn an additional 1 tier point, they'll give me another additional $100 in free play, and 2 free buffets at Toucan Charlie's Buffet and Grill. Now, for you Wendover guys, folks, Peppermill's my place to go down there, since they're connected with the Wendover stuff. But if I do a Reno trip, now I know I've got that as well. I can just hit up the Atlantis and book something there and get that extra free play as well. So that's kind of my tips and tricks as far as that stuff goes. Is there any questions, any thoughts, comments, anything you want to ask of me? Let's open it up. And yeah. Or we can just sit and watch me drink coffee. I will say this too. I did come home with money. I didn't dump it all back, but my last day, yeah, I'd say my last day was um no, my second to last day was pretty bad, gambling wise. I don't think I really got anything. Yeah, that was no, that was Saturday, Sunday. Didn't really hit much of anything on Sunday. That Sunday, my second to last day. Um, so I did burn through some of my winnings doing that, but I did come home with money. I'll be kind of doing at the end of my Vegas series, I'll do a kind of total trip breakdown of what I won in hand pays, other things, and then what I lost. I had 2 great runs at craps. Unfortunately, couldn't film craps, but put $2,000 down on craps and was able to double that. And then played crapless craps. For those of you guys that don't know, crapless craps is all the numbers can be points, except for 7, and they pay different odds. So had a good run on crapless craps as well. So if there are any questions, happy to answer those. I do want to give a shout out to my channel mates, Jason, and to Daryl, and make an announcement that we do have a new channel mate coming on. Big Bet Dave will be joining. His videos are going to start November 1st. He is going to be showcasing like bets from $25 to $100 on the channel, coming from Florida, playing a lot at Tampa Hard Rock. I met Dave in Wendover a couple of, maybe 2 years ago. I'd have to look back and see. We did a small group poll and hit $1,000. So that's how we met, and we've been friends ever since, and happy to have him joining with us. So we do have a question. In regards to Wendover, RPM used to be great with comps. Maverick seems to be filling that gap. Is it the same for you? Yeah, so, it's a common thing I've heard from a lot of people is RPM, what's going on with their comps? What is, I will say this. It is becoming more prohibitive for me to go to Wendover and to go to Wyoming or to Vegas, because it's so much more beneficial to me comps wise. I don't know why RPM. I look every weekend out there, it's packed, and so there's a supply and demand, and I think there's so many people that were pent up for so long and are going out, and the casino industry as a whole has rebounded, and RPM hasn't really had a whole lot of competition, and Nugget is being the competition now. And so I think RPM is kind of maybe weeding some people out that I mean, I don't speak for them, so I don't know, but it seems a lot harder to get or maintain comps. Having been a diamond plus, you know, level player for at least 10 years, I've had this conversation with my friends, and we've all kind of felt that. Our comps have dropped, all of us across the board. Um, and I'm not compensated by in any way by Nugget, Proper Maverick, or RPM. But yeah, our comps have dropped across the board. Nugget for me, their free play and their point play and their things like that, they're getting better with the fact that they are redoing their rooms. I think that's only going to help. Um, and competition, I think, is great for that. Certain aspect. The thing that I do like about Maverick is it doesn't matter what day I go, I'm getting 5 times as a Maverick level player. And so as you advance those tiers in Maverick system, if you're a Tuesday afternoon player because that's your day off, you're still going to get the benefits. Where to go to RPM, their stuff is more triggered to weekend type stuff. And maybe that doesn't work for everybody. And so, why is your $100, $1,000, whatever you're taking to gamble at RPM, worth any less on a Friday, Saturday, you know, than it is on a Tuesday when you're able to go out because that's what works best for you? So yeah, I play at both. I play, at all RPM properties. I play at both Maverick properties, but I will say that for right now, I feel like I'm getting better stuff through Maverick than I am through RPM. All right, so Cheryl writes, hope this makes sense. If you're gambling free play a lot of the time, and I don't think that counts towards tier comps, really, so how do you play all that free play and maintain a high level? Good question. So, yes, free play typically does not count towards you earning anything extra, right? The casino's giving you this opportunity, um, that, yeah, why are they going to double dip and give you points and stuff on top? So that's why I try and cycle through. I won't play all $1,000 at one time. I'm looking for that hit. And if you watched in those videos, I machine bounced quite a bit because as soon as I hit something decent, I took my card out, and used it on a different machine. And then I had a built up bankroll to, okay, I'm going to still continue to play. So I think in my first Rio videos, I played Dragon Cash and then some Lightning Links all in a row. And by the time I was done with Lightning Link, I had hit 2 or 3 hand pays, and then uh, used up my free play. So then I decided, okay, I've got a few $1,000s that I've won. I can't remember the exact amount at that point, but I think I had over $5,000 in winnings off of that $1,000 free play. So I sat down and I played some craps there. I played on some other machines, one of which was the Leprechaun machine. Josh and Heather, who were down there, channel members, we all kind of sat down and we played some machines together. And I played the All Aboard, which is, I think, it's at least top 3 for me in my favorite games. I love All Aboard. I wish Wendover would get All Aboard. But I sat there and I played for quite a while, and I got another hand pay on All Aboard. So I definitely used some of that money to cycle back to earn me points, knowing that, hey, I've only been here an hour and a half and I haven't really shown them anything, but I've used everything. I'm gonna, give them that chance to get it back and at least get some points and show some play. So I did that, and I knew that I was going to be back there again on another day and use that. So I definitely try to balance that with winning, and if I do get some wins, giving the casino a little bit of an opportunity because I've had a good experience or whatever, and maintaining those tier points or getting the next offer or whatever. If it's a casino that I didn't do well in or I particularly don't care about, then I'll just kind of cut bait and okay, I lost, I'm done, and I'm not worried about if I have to earn any tier points or ever come back. That happened on my last Vegas trip. uh, the trip before this one, I went down to Green Valley, and I had gone to the Strip or I went to Fremont to do dinner with friends and walk Fremont. And on the way back to Green Valley, there was this hole in the wall casino. And I signed up for a player's card at ZZ. I know some people say it takes forever, but signed up, had some good wins. I knew I was never coming back here. I got my wins and I got out of there and was never really worried about, whether I step foot in that casino or earn tier points or anything. But the casinos that I do care about and that have shown me they will send me decent offers, I make sure that I cycle enough play to stay where I'm getting, some of those offers. Hope that answers that question, Cheryl. That was a good one. Red Rock, yeah, yeah. The benefits Maverick is doing, and I think as competition between those two increases, that's only going to help us as the consumer, and that's ultimately what we all want, right? These guys are big, big, big business, and if enough people start leaving one to go to the other, RPM is going to have to respond in some way. And right now, I don't think they have to. I don't. You go there on a Friday, Saturday, and I don't like it because it's too crowded. And so while they have that kind of stranglehold, I don't think it really, they're going to do much in terms of making it better for the consumer. It'll take people leaving, which they are. People are moving over to Maverick. I've heard. I haven't been to Maverick in years. Um, haven't stepped foot in there, and then they go and they see, oh, they have made some changes, or they've seen a video that I've done, or whatever, and they see that the thing that I've noticed is their customer service is starting to get a little bit better. It used to be that they were like so understaffed that you were waiting forever for anything. And it isn't like that anymore. I mean, I'm not saying that they're perfect because they're not, but they have done a lot better. Cheryl, maybe you already said this, but are you going to be giving some of your business to MGM? Did you love it, or was it just eh? So here's the other thing. I guess I should have talked about this. So not having anything, they tier matched me with my other tier. So they tier matched me to platinum, which gave me free valet and a whole bunch of other stuff. The valet for me with a family and kids and all of that, that was super important. Plus, I absolutely I people will say I'm cheap, whatever. I refuse to pay 40, $50 for parking at any of these properties. So the fact that I was able to have free parking was huge. Now, what I didn't know going into MGM was that they have tier multiplier type stuff as well. So I think all in all in this trip, starting at a 0 point balance, I ended up with something like 70 or 80,000 points. But I hit that by hitting certain metrics that then gave me point or tier point multipliers. So I will start next year, I believe, at a gold, unless I make another Vegas trip to get back to platinum. But yeah, I liked MGM. Aria was a little much for me, I will say that. It was dark. It's beautiful. We stayed at Badara, so I could easily walk to Aria, Cosmo, or uh, Bellagio. And I gambled just specifically at Aria. I've stayed at Cosmo, I've gambled at Cosmo, but I kind of want to wait for the full takeover of Cosmo and the players stuff to kind of be figured out. And I really wanted to give Arya my kind of like full attention on this trip just to see. I did like Vidara, especially with a family. It was a perfect property for us with kids. It was easy. Yeah, I really liked Vidara. It's not my favorite hotel. Red Rock is my favorite. Wynn is probably number two, but and I talked about this with our family on the drive home, and my kids love Red Rock, so that that I've hit my biggest jackpot at Red Rock. But Red Rock, the station properties are my favorite properties for sure. Um, Caesars Caesars is going to need to do something to kind of keep my business. The offers that they have, the Adele tickets, things like that, and the fact, being able to give those to people who are Adele fans. I'm not an Adele fan, and I know they're expensive tickets, but being able to make somebody else's day was big for me. Um, but Caesar's rooms and things like that, I've not stayed in a great Caesar's room. There's always been some issues, which is to be expected. But what sets Red Rock, Wynn, Vidara, um, Green Valley, um, even Silverton, to be perfectly honest, when I stayed there, their responsiveness to things is and has been so much better. So when there was an issue, they took care of it immediately. Wynn's customer service is far and above like the best that I've ever experienced. Red Rock's pretty up there too. So I hope that answered that. Um, how do you take care of your host? I tip them every time I'm there. Have you found that to be beneficial? I don't. I don't take care of them every time. And I'll tell you why. Um, every host is making money off of you. So tips and things like that are great for the hosts, and I know that they do appreciate that. What I have found is the best thing is honestly the play and the spend is what they care about. I do like I'll do gifts if they've gone above and beyond on things, and my hosts do. I have some really great hosts. I can't say in Wendover, and I'm talking Vegas on this specifically. In Wendover, because I don't want to name names because it's um, a small community, but I've had some hosts that, when I did my trip to Deadwood a couple of years ago, um, and I was trying to talk to the host up there, he said, "Well, hey, do you have a host?" I thought I had a great relationship with this host. I gifted him a couple of watches, had done some things, and then I come to find out that when this other host from Deadwood called to kind of see what type of play and what he should front load me on comps, the stuff that that host said about me to this other host kind of offended me. And really kind of bothered me. So now I've kind of recognized, you know, this is a competition for them. They want my business too, and that's affected my loyalty to RPM in some degree. Um, because this host decided to say, some things that just weren't true. And the host in Deadwood who didn't know me said, "Hey, I just want you to know this is what was told to me. I don't know that I believe that based off of your win-loss statements you sent me. So I'm gonna roll the dice with you. And but I wanted you to know that this is what this host said." And that really that impacted me. So hosts that I know that go above and beyond, I will do. But if somebody's just making a room reservation or something like that, and is kind of not really doing a whole lot for me, and RPM has had that problem for a while. I have a host. I will say the best host that I have seen out there is Tony, not me. Which I think some people think that I'm Tony, the host at Peppermill. Not Tony at Peppermill. Fantastic host. He is the man. He is great, and really appreciate him. I don't know the Maverick hosts. Uh, I know Vida, and she's been great. Things that I need, she takes care of me. So shout out to Vida. But the other two, I know they know who I am, but they don't really come and talk to me a whole lot. But I know other people have had great experiences with Tom and I can't remember the other gentleman's name. I wish that they would come and talk to me, but they just kind of shy away from me and have never really made an effort. But Vida has, and so I appreciate Vida for that. Last question from Cheryl. She says, and most important, did you get the carrot cake at Aria at the Patisserie? Oh, so I'm not a carrot cake guy. No, my wife wanted it. It was we were there at like I don't know 11 o'clock or midnight, and she wanted it, but then she ended up getting I think a brownie or something. So I'll have to let her know that we're gonna have to go back because she was having a hard time. She said that maybe she did get the carrot cake. Maybe she did. Now that I think about it, I think she did. And I got the brownie, and then I didn't eat the brownie. Yeah. So Cheryl, I will have to ask her, and I will let you know. I think she did get the carrot cake, but I am not a. I am vegetable and cake does not. No, I'm just Cheryl. No. Okay. No. Brownie. Yes. No. Oh, she did. She did get the carrot cake. Yes. Um, so yeah. Any other Ben S? Have we ever seen Tony? Both Tonys in the same room? Well, I have. Um, but are you taking my word for it? Maybe we need to get a picture of us together. So let's see, Red Rock, she's great. Like working with her. Yep, Vida's been great for me. Yeah. Any other questions, thoughts? Anybody want to share any of their tips or tricks or anything like that? Want to say thanks again to channel members. Your subscriptions, guys. Let me put this out there. We do not make millions of dollars off of YouTube. The the channel memberships, subscribing to that. Those of you that have sent like Venmo tips or shot drink, like that all goes back into the channel. We're not nobody's buying Ferraris or anything off of this. I could take you out and show you my Nissan that I drive. I'm just a regular guy. Everybody on the channel, regular people, salt of the earth, like to gamble. Nobody's a millionaire, so we do like it does mean a lot to us that people will buy a channel membership and support us in that way, or send a gift or a super thanks on a video if they liked it. We really do appreciate that. And that means a ton to us. So thank you to all of you that do that. But also like just subscribing, watching a video. Hey, my videos are way down. And if there's ideas that you have, things that you want to see, something different, let me know. Leave a comment. It doesn't have to be mean spirited, but if there's something that you see or that you want to see, let me know. We're happy to try different things, and we're trying to keep it as real. We show losses. Daryl plays dollar bets. That's what Daryl does, and that's great. And a lot of people identify with that. I play mid-range bets, what I would call. Dave will play some higher bets, and it's something for everybody. So I hope that you get that vibe from our channel. Um, I've thought about how to kind of show the more true authentic side, and there are people that do that, bigger channels, but then there are a lot, I'll be quite honest, there's some out in Wendover that aren't really real, and there's channels all over that aren't. We're just trying to show reality, as much of the reality of our gambling experience as possible. I thought these Vegas videos would be a hit. They haven't really done a whole lot of views, and that's okay. It's still real, you know. I did. I walked into Rio. I got these things. I sat down at a first machine. Heather and Jason walked away to get a drink, and bam, I hit a bonus on the first spin. And they came back and like, holy hell, what happened? And we were off to the races. It's real. My losses are real. If you saw the group polls, I think you saw the emotion on me. I was devastated. More than anything, I wanted those group polls to do something fun and huge because it's been a minute, right? But they're still fun to try, and I appreciate all the support with those. I like I didn't gamble the rest of the day. I did that, and I was defeated. But that's gambling. That's real. And I think somebody said, hey, it's the realness, the ups and downs. It's taking that chance. And as much as I wish we hit winners on those, we didn't. But you got to see it all, right? So it is what it is. But I do appreciate all the support. We appreciate all the support. Don't be afraid to come up, say hi to any of us. If you're in Tampa and you see Dave, go say hi. I usually have a little gifty or something in my bag. I try and carry a few of them. Come and say hi. I'll give you a wristband or something from our TBT merch stuff. Say hi to Daryl. He's out there. He's working hard. He's kind of trying to do the group pull stuff and get to know people out there. So yeah. So we try and keep it real. We thank you. We thank you. We thank you. And appreciate all the support. Thank you for sharing out our channel, letting your friends know about my Facebook page, Slots and Craps, the Wendover Uncensored page, my Instagram, TBTSLOTS1. I'm trying to do as much as I can, but I'm not tech savvy. So I appreciate it. Thank you. Since I don't see any more questions, I'll kind of end it there. But thank you again. Make sure you give me one of those. Or if you didn't, go ahead, give me a thumbs down. But thank you, thank you, thank you. And we've got videos every day. Have a good one, guys.